Hello, everyone. This is Wes Underwood here alongside my friend Michael Carney, and we would like to bring you to Joplin Eagles playoff football here on Jet HD. We got some bonus coverage this year, and hope you all are ready for this one as Joplin comes out onto the field. Joplin finished the regular season at 8-1. They are looking to take on the Lee Summit Tigers at a record of 4-5, and well, Joplin ended, as we said, an impressive 8-game winning streak. This earned them the 3 seed and a home game here tonight. They will be taking on the Lee Summit Tigers, and Joplin is 2-3 all-time against Lee Summit. And we got some other facts here tonight for you, and quoted earlier this week in the paper, Coach Jasper saying that they have faced playoff urgency all year long. He also said it goes one of two ways for the players at this point in the season. It's either time for them to move on, or they think it's awesome and they love their teammates and we want to keep playing. And then going over to the other side of the ball, the coach for Lee Summit, even though they're 4-5, he says that they have hit a stride in the last 2 weeks. The defense is playing well, especially with the starting quarterback, Dorius Persall, being out with a concussion. He will be starting tonight, as we've heard of this week. We'll keep you updated on that. And, well, Michael, keys to success tonight. What do you see going on for the Eagles?
So for offense tonight, we're going to give it to Davis, another sophomore sensation for this team. He ended the season with 322 yards on 49 carries and 2 touchdowns. Not to mention the eruption of the other 2 sophomores, quarterback Blake Tash, who threw for 1,800 yards and 14 touchdown passes and 2 picks. Then you have Zach Westmoreland, who finished the year with 819 receiving yards and 400 on the ground with 18 total touchdowns. 7 through the air and 10 on the ground. 11 if you count his kickoff return for a touchdown also. If Joplin continues this type of play tonight, then expect no less than their first playoff win in a long time. As for the defense, we've said it all year long. That is, continue to play big. Last week, Joplin's defense had a fantastic fourth quarter against a banged-up Hillcrest team. All that with the conference title on the line, and Joplin came up big, forcing 2 picks and a huge fourth quarter fumble to help secure the win. If they continue this level of play, Joplin is in great shape to make that playoff drought a thing of the past.
And with that being said, Joplin coming here to play a district game tonight, playoff game indeed, and they will be taking on 4-5 Lee Summit. Joplin this year at home, a perfect 5-0, and here's a little bit more fun fact for you. So Coach Jasper, as a head coach for the Eagles, 11-4 at home since 2015. 0-1 in the playoffs, losing to Blue Springs a couple years ago, and we all know the story behind that one, and just a heartbreaking end of the game. Came all the way down to the fourth quarter, and Blue Springs won it. And, well, again, Coach Jasper's no stranger to winning at home and when he needs to. In his career at home with Westran, he holds a 50-14 record as a home coach. So as his head coaching career, 50-14 at home. And again, they're 5-0 this far. His first season here, he ended it at 5-1. Last year, he was 1-4. He took a little bit behind, had a little bit of a setback. Had a big year for the running back, Joakim Crawford. And, well, this year we've seen Ellis, and, well, that's another big story tonight. Ellis will be out. Ellis not eligible for tonight's game. Healthy scratch. This will be his 3rd miss of the season. And we also have Joplin getting ready to go out for the coin toss. So as we get this one started tonight, game's going to be starting in the mid-70s. It's going to be a beautiful night. And what do you think of your fellow classmates here tonight, Michael?
Well, I'll tell you what, being close to so many of the players, I've seen their hard work off the field as well as on. So it's just great to see all their hard work paying off on the field. And as for our student section, tonight they're decked out in their neon gear. So it's great to see so many students supporting what we got going on here.
And students carry over to the fans. I mean, some of these guys have to have their parents bring them. And, well, we have a good crowd here again tonight. I mean, almost another sellout, but we still got some more time before the game starts. We have about 4 minutes till kickoff, and Coach Jasper getting ready to take his team to their second home district game, and he's about ready to escort them out onto the field. And next to him is a good old buddy of mine, and I'm sure you've seen him around school, Howard, Mr. Jeremiah Brown.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. It's great to have him out on the field.
Yep, and he brings big energy. He graduated with my little brother, so back in, I believe it was 2013. So as they get ready to take the field, some more key facts for tonight. As we stated in pregame there that Lee Summit lost their quarterback a few weeks ago, and the running back had taken that role. Well, tonight we're going to see that quarterback come back, and that is going to be Whitworth, and that's going to be Preston Whitworth, who was the quarterback. And tonight it's going to be, I believe I had it there in the notes. Sorry about that. And maybe not here right now. We'll get that to you, but Joplin's out on the field now, and we'll see if they win the toss. We'll let Mr. Steve Jones, the PA announcer here at Jung, and we'll set it for the crowd for just a moment.
Your officials tonight include the referee Matt Mintz, linesman Tyler Hoosman, line judge Kenneth Moore, umpires Ashley Roberson, and the back judge is Scott Moore. Head coach for the visiting Tigers is Eric Thomas, owning a 4-win and 5-loss record for the 2000.
So Joplin has won the toss, and they do elect to defer, so they will be kicking to Lee Summit to start things off. That's big news for Joplin tonight. Definitely looking to go their way. So captain's shaking off down there, and they'll go back to their respected sidelines with their coaches, and Joplin's going to get things started on the right foot as Alan Linden is special teams coach down there. He probably can't be any more proud than that.
Absolutely. Coach Linden, he loves his players. He's an amazing teacher. Loves just everyone that he comes in contact with. So it's fantastic to see everything come to fruition for him on the field.
Yep, and I'm just now noticing you guys mentioned our students, and they got a pretty good student section over there wearing neon themselves. So Lee Summit is a team that travels, and we're going to be talking to Mr. Logan Taylor, who was on that team that beat Lee Summit back in 2005. And Landis will be kicking off. Landis, good friend of yours, isn't he?
Of course, yeah. Seeing him grow up, it's fantastic to see, his hard work really paying off. And he's shaping up to become, by his senior year, one of the best in the nation.
Yep, and I believe you have connections with his older brother, Grant. He'll be making his stop by later this evening, I believe.
Absolutely. We are about close to confirmation on that interview there.
I'm sure the fans can't wait. Good kickoff there and out of the end zone for Landis. So Joplin getting started. Good job by Landis to get that into the end zone. Let's take a look here at the playoff bracket for Class 6. In Quadrant 1, in case if you were wondering, there are 4 quadrants, and that's how everything goes down to. And Joplin student section getting loud tonight, and you love seeing this. But breaking down, Eureka versus Seckman, and Seckman is 1-8, and this is Quadrant 1. Eureka was 9-0, the only team ahead of Joplin perfectly anyway. And then you have Lafayette and Fox. Lafayette locking up the number 4 seed at 6-3, and Fox at 5-4. And we'll go back down to field action and bring you more of the matchups for tonight for Class 6. They're going to hand it off there, and Joplin's defense stops him. What a beautiful play by the defensive line for Joplin. Darius Persall hands it off there. So number 7 is going to be the quarterback, and actually that will be Preston Whitworth tonight. So the injured quarterback, Persall, will not play. Was scheduled to at the beginning of this, so Persall will take duties as quarterback. There will be a lot of running going on because Persall has 995 yards. Or excuse me, Whitworth has 900 and some odd yards. So we'll see how that works out for Lee Summit. So far 2 runs and no gain. Coach Jasper's defense looking pretty serious right now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he is on point tonight. He's ready to win.
Indeed, and I'm glad his players have hopped on that train tonight. With 10 minutes, 55 seconds to go, Wes Underwood alongside Michael Carney bringing you tonight's action from the Dewey Combs Sports Complex. Another run. He falls there. He'll get tackled. He'll get the first down, though. That will be number 25, and that is going to be
Bruce Andrews. It's looking like Bruce Andrews is a senior, 5'6", 138 pounds.
Yeah, little guy, but he's fast, and as you saw him around that edge there, I mean, they've been stopping him up the middle, and we have an injury on the field right now. And we'll see everybody take a knee on the Joplin sideline. Not good news for the Eagles to lose someone this early, as they've already lost number 90, Travis Steerwalt. He has a leg injury tonight, so good as he gets up there, and that will be number 29 for the Eagles. And that is going to be Elijah Eminger, the other big sophomore on that defensive line. He's one of many. Thanks for tuning in to Jet HD of this special playoff coverage. Wes Underwood alongside Michael Carney bringing you tonight's action from the Dewey Combs Sports Complex. Joplin kicking off to start things off, and Lee Summit with a big tight end there. And they'll pass it to number 23. And Lee Summit's going to find some room, and Joplin wraps up the tackle. Joplin looking okay so far, but they can't be giving up the big pass game here. And so Whitworth goes to Weaver there. So Jake Flowers with the stop, and Lee Summit knocking on the door of Joplin territory. The crowd at the moment is silenced. Whitworth making the call, running back in the backfield. He'll run it up the middle. He'll find some room. He's going to break free, and he'll go into the secondary to score. And that is going to be number 1, Landon Wills. And, folks, this guy's going to be here for a while. He's a sophomore. So Wills just found some room there, busted up the gut, and, well, got the touchdown. Now, Michael, do you think Joplin's going to be able to retaliate as they've been this year at coming right back and answering with a score of their own?
I'll tell you what, if there's anything I've seen from Joplin this year, it's that they're fighters. You know, they're not looking to give up this title. So I really have faith in them tonight.
And the extra point is good. So with 9:52 to go here in the first quarter of play tonight, Joplin trails 7-0 on the opening drive, allowing Lee Summit to go all the way down the field for about 80 yards. And now it's Joplin's turn. So if you're Lee Summit, what do you have to do here? You got to keep the ball away from Zachary Westmoreland, and turn that around. If you're Joplin, you want Zachary Westmoreland to get the ball. Yeah, no doubt about that. It's Joplin student section down there with their noisemakers like the Oklahoma City Thunder have. Those things do get pretty loud in a big stadium. So Westmoreland back deep. Moment as well. Awaiting the kick and the signal from the referee. Beautiful night for football here tonight. Ball goes up. It is returnable. That goes to Cornett. Cornett's going to break free. Cornett with some room. He gets the blocks. Cornett with wide open field. And he's going to find some spin away. Wow, Cornett. He is a senior determined. Man, what a play by Spencer Cornett.
Wow, that was incredible. I got to say, that was an impressive play there by Cornett.
That's the electrifying play that you're looking for tonight for this Eagles team. That might ignite the offense. Cornett, who played against Hillcrest very effectively, having 3 touchdowns in that game. And tonight, Cornett taking it into his own hands. Beautiful, beautiful play by Cornett, spinning out of those tackles, finding his blockers. If he would have been able to spin just a little bit more and evade the blocks, evade the tackles as Davis gets the ball. The sophomore sensation with over 200 or 300 yards already getting the carry, and that's for about a gain of 6 or 7 there. So Isaiah Davis bursting. Joplin making it look easy right now.
Oh, yeah. You know, he's, like you said, sophomore sensation. I'm really excited to see where he's going tonight.
Indeed. Hopefully it's to that end zone as the defense penetrates, and they'll knock Isaiah Davis back into no man's land. It's kind of looking like a Seattle Seahawks game here tonight with the neon and the green noisemakers down there, and it brings up a 3rd and 6. 8:45 to go here in the first quarter. Joplin trailing 7-0. Ball going deep. Little bit of contact there and no call. That may have gone both ways. Pass intended for Moman. And Joplin forced a punt on their first drive. Not what you're looking for if you're Joplin tonight, is it?
Absolutely not. You know what? We're going to come back. I'm feeling it.
I hope you're right. Joplin, it'd be beautiful if they can get a fake punt off here, but we'll take a look, see, and it's been done a few times by Flowers this year. Say delay. Wait for it. Nope. Flowers will punt. Good punt by Flowers. Pretty solid inside the 20. Joplin's defense with a nice hit. That is going to be number 21. And that would be Nick Lewis pounding the wood there. He laid that hammer down, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. That was, man, he stopped him. He got him there.
Indeed. So we could look for more plays like that tonight. It'd be beautiful. Joplin's defense not looking too shabby. Just a little bit of missed coverage there, and which allowed the big 50-plus yard run on the last drive for Lee Summit. If Joplin can hold it, is Whitworth. He's going to break free. Joplin's going to get the wrap up there. Whitworth is one to be watching tonight. It's terrible because they can play this Wildcat option, and Joplin looking a little mismatched early in the game. It's a good thing they elected to kick off there in the first drive. So with 8:15 to go, Lee Summit just trying to march down the field. A little bit quicker pace than it was a couple years ago against Blue Springs. Lee Summit's a little bit more speedy, and we expected that tonight. So Joplin's defense, again, going to have to play big. And coming from behind, they've done that quite a bit this season. So Joplin's faced a lot of adversity as Whitworth takes the carry there. We're going to see a lot of Whitworth tonight. We're probably going to hear a lot of Jacob Bartlett because he's going to be running that ball up the middle of the line. Brings up a 2nd and 7. Think they can force the 3rd down here?
You know what? I'm thinking they can get it. They look pretty determined.
As they show the blitz. And they know it's coming. They know the run's coming, and they do. Good call. Joplin with the stop, and it brings up a 3rd down and about 9, I believe. It may be 11. Nope. So we'll go. James Boyd with the tackle there, and it brings up down a 3rd and 10. And the wind is going at Lee Summit, so they'll have to punt, and that's a big factor tonight. Blowing in some storms for tomorrow. A lot of storms for tomorrow, and Joplin gets to throw into that wind, so good choice of taking it right now. Kind of odd in the second half, though. You want to go with the wind in the second half, and Whitworth's going to keep it. He'll run it up, and he's going to be stopped short, so that brings up a 4th down for the Eagles with 6 minutes, 35 seconds to go, and we have an official timeout. So spotting the ball with a 4th and about 4. And, well, Lee Summit's going to go for it. Whitworth out there. Wills out there. And 2 big linemen out there. So we'll see. Wildcat option again. Might be a direct snap. Might go straight back. And he'll be stopped just short from up here, it looks. We'll see. Joplin looking like they stopped him, and they did. Signal Joplin ball. Big stop by Joplin's defense. Looking phenomenal there.
Oh, yeah. Man, I'm telling you, started a little shaky. We're getting back on course.
Yep. And you know, they probably will start off a little shaky like they did against Glendale at the opener in this season. I mean, a lot of sophomores, but, you know, at some point that adversity's got to be taken care of, and I think tonight's the night. 6:16 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0, Lee Summit on top. Tash to pass. Westmoreland with the ball. Westmoreland finds some room. He breaks some tackles. He'll be just short of the first down marker. Good catch by Westmoreland. Oh, and they'll give him the first down. Wow. That's nice. A lot of action here early. Just about 6 minutes to go. They'll hand it off. Isaiah Davis. Davis with the carry, and he'll gain about 6 yards. So Isaiah Davis holding true to 6 yards per carry. That's about what he averaged towards the last few games there for Joplin. And, man, looking good for the Eagles tonight.
Yeah, it is looking great. Let's see. Man, I'm just seeing the determination on everyone's face, aren't you?
Yeah, and I definitely can see that determination. And you know what? I expect your butt. Oh, fumble. And Joplin loses it. Miscommunication between Tash and Davis. And number 55 is going to come up with it. And that will be
Alec Cassidy. He's looking like a senior this year. 5'11 at 215 pounds. Pretty big guy.
Yeah, and you can see why he was a little intimidating there against this Joplin offensive line, and we'll see here. So Joplin comes out on defense after a offensive mistake, and, you know, only trailing by 7 at the moment. You still got a lot of game to play. You should not have your heads down right now, and some of those guys down there do. And you know what? The workhorse Davis is, I see him rebounding. And they line up with 3 set. And Joplin's defense going to hold him down. Good wrap-up tackle. And that's going to be number 16 for the Eagles. And that's going to be Aiden Thompson, the senior. Good wrap-up by Thompson. Brings up a 2nd and 8. 5 minutes to go. Wes Underwood alongside Michael Carney for tonight's action. 7-0, Lee Summit on top. And Joplin's sideline getting up, screaming defense. Good representation by these fellow classmates. Good initial tackle and contact. He's going nowhere there. Joplin's defense is playing serious. Let's just see if the offense can get on hand. Yeah, if the offense can get things going, This game would be going pretty good as Jacob Boo gets the wrap up there. This is the most noise I've heard all season out of the Joplin student section. Keep it up, because you know what? That is going to make your players amp up a little more, and that's what you want.
Absolutely. Being in the student section many times this year, you can really see just the look on the players' faces. They just light up whenever their fellow students are cheering along.
Yep, and Whitworth, it's looking like he's just short of the first down. We'll see where he ends up falling and spotting. Initial progress may have him a first down. And that went to Spencer Parker from Whitworth, and that's the first time we've seen Whitworth throw in a while. Joplin reading this run pretty well. So Boo gets the stop again. That's 2 in a row for him. With 3:41 to go here in the first quarter, Joplin trails 7-0 as Lee Summit marching their way further into Eagle territory. And at the moment, you really can't trust the kicker here as the wind is coming straight into your face, and you can't really throw it deep down the field because you got at least a 15 to 20 mile an hour wind, and it's picking up pretty good. And they said tonight it may end up 25, 30 mile an hour gusts by the end of the game. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see the flag out there, and right now it's just kind of a crosswind coming at the booth. So as a 4 wide receiver set, Joplin showing blitz. They're going to run. Joplin thought right, and well, that brings up a third down. So that'll probably be a 3rd and 3, it looks like. And think Joplin can stop him here, Michael?
You know what? They're going to keep trucking along. We got a few minutes left in this first quarter. I think we can put up a good fight this quarter.
Now that'd be wonderful, as there's 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go and counting. They'll line up with a 3 wide receiver set this time. Brings up 3rd and 3. They're going to run it. Joplin meets them, and boom, at the line. Does he get through? He did. So miscommunication there. That looked like great initial and first down. Good trickery. Good keeper there by Whitworth. The Joplin defense looked to have had Landon Wills wrapped up, and Squirmy Whitworth gets away. Now we know why he had almost 1,000 yards on the season. If Joplin could just get their run game started like this. They were off to a great start there after a Cornett return, and a Whitworth hold again. And you know what, folks? I mean, Coach Jasper knew it was coming, and he probably had his team in the locker room all week showing them film on this or whatever they could get a hold of. And, well, with 1:30 to go, Joplin could go down 14-0 here. Joplin fans still on their feet, trying to cheer on this defense, who is probably worn out by now. Kind of looking like the Chiefs game a little bit last night. Good initial stop in the backfield, and they're wrapping up. Ooh, flag in the backfield, and that's probably going to be a face mask. And that goes to number 4, Davian Kravitz, the freshman. And it looks like it's actually on Lee Summit, so they'll be going back. Probably a holding. Didn't get to see the initial call, so I believe it is a holding. As you can hear the fans saying you can't do that. So Michael brings up 2nd and 15.
Right, as Lee Summit, they're trying to push through. Every time they're getting some good pushback from Joplin.
Indeed they are. 42 seconds and counting. Hand off to number 25. Joplin's defense looks to have him, and they do. They stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and that is going to be...
That is Bruce Andrews, a senior this year, 5'6", 138 pounds.
Yep, speedy, shifty guy, that is. Well, we got about 17 and counting, so go ahead and bring in ex-Eagle here, Mr. Logan Taylor. Logan, how's it going?
Doing well. Appreciate you guys having me up here tonight.
Yeah, thanks for coming up. And, well, you've played Lee Summit before, and do you remember any of that at all?
I got hit in the head a lot, but no, I remember playing them. As always, district games are always big games, so I remember most of them pretty well, yeah.
And how was it to get that one and only win at the time, which would end up turning out to be 2 wins in total out of 5?
I mean, anytime you get district wins, it's big. We were able to win 2 in a row and then end up losing to Rockhurst. So districts are obviously set up a little bit different now where they're playing one district game where we automatically played 3. So we kind of had to win out of our districts to move on. The 2 wins are obviously great, but then, losing the third kind of almost made it all for nothing. I hate putting it that way, but, it was great to get those wins and definitely some good memories.
And you've graduated now through college, and you're a sped teacher at North Middle School. And what was your role down there? I believe you were down there last year, correct, and helping out Coach Jasper?
Yeah, so I coached on our varsity staff the last 3 years, 1 under Coach Shields and the last 2 under Coach Jasper. I was one of the defensive backs coach, so I was on the defensive side underneath Nick Reed, who's our defensive coordinator. And it was a blast. Honestly, the last 2 years, as far as coaching football, were great. Couldn't have had a better time doing it. And I was very fortunate to have a man like Coach Scott step in for me afterwards. So it was really just an awesome experience for me.
All right, well, thanks for stopping by and letting us talk a little football with you. Hope you have a great rest of the night and enjoy this game.
All right, appreciate it. You guys have a good night. Thank
you. Too. And that would Logan Taylor, class of 2008, sped teacher at North Middle School, coach for Coach Jasper a couple years, and glad to have him up here in the booth. It's always great catching up with him, and just an unfortunate career getting banged up, and I remember that he hurt his leg pretty bad, and they're going to get the first down, it looks like, as they faked it there. And Eminger making the stop. So the worst that could happen here is a a touchdown. The best thing that could happen here is really a fumble, but we all know that it's probably going to end up having to be a field goal because, Joplin's defense this year has been pretty good. Not bending, not breaking. We'll see how they do. First true red zone experience tonight for this Joplin defense, and they wrap it up on the first one pretty good with 10:52 to go here in the second quarter, 7-0. Joplin trails. Lee Summit, 4-5 versus 8-1, and Lee Summit a strong 4-5, and they're pretty big down there, aren't they?
There are some pretty big guys on that Lee Summit team, I'll tell you what. In this past quarter, we were thinking maybe Lee Summit would get another touchdown, but looks like Joplin's staying strong with that 0-7.
Yep, second and goal indeed, and good stop there. Let's hope they can hold it for 3 more. Oh, man. They'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Lee Summit. And that's going to be so that goes to Mitchell Teansley. So Joplin's crowd kind of out of it now, as you can possibly hear Lee Summit. I believe it looks like their student section is all girls tonight, from what it looks like from afar. And they're going to go for the extra point here. No 2-point conversion. And it's good. Number 13 getting it to go right through the uprights, and that's going to be Cameron Washington, the junior. So Joplin looking for their third possession of the game. First possession kind of stalled out, punt. Second possession, mistake, fumble. And Lee Summit has taken advantage of both of their drives. So Joplin looking at theirs here to possibly do something. Trailing 14-0 here at home where they've gone 5-0 all season. And you know what? Again, Joplin has come back from much more than this. It's only 14 points down. If they could get a touchdown before half and do a slow pace offense, then we could see things going in a good direction. Because Joplin gets the ball in the second half to start things off. So all it takes is one touchdown to revamp your team and get that energy back up and bring your student section back into it. So we await the kick, and then there it goes. It'll be a squib. That's going to be taken over to Westmoreland, a backwards pass. Westmoreland going to find some room. He may break free. He's going to go to the outside. He's going to make it to about the 50, and he'll get brought down at about the 45. Exciting for Joplin. You ever seen anything like that before, Michael?
Man, that was a crazy play. Westmoreland running it like normal, giving us an impressive play.
And that they've been doing some exciting things tonight, things that have not been in Coach Jasper's playbook all year long. And, well, you got to do some trickery tonight. It's postseason football. Got to keep things a little lively and exciting, huh?
Oh yeah, you got to keep them fresh, you know.
Indeed, and well, hopefully the fumble runs are out of Isaiah Davis as we're ready to play some football now. 9:58 to go here in the second quarter. Double reverse, and he'll go back nowhere. And Lee Summit playing like they are 8-1 tonight, and Joplin at the moment playing like they're the 4-5 team. Flowers is hurt. He's limping a little bit. See him towards the bottom of your screen there next to Moman, number 4, 17 Flowers. Maybe his shoe came off. He looked to have made an adjustment. 3 wide receivers down towards the bottom, 1 up top, and Davis in the backfield. You got to pass at this point. And there it is. They'll get some of it back, and he's going to pile forward, so that brings up a 3rd and favorable for the Eagles. That was a 2nd and 22. This brings up a 3rd and about 6 or 7. Third and 7. So if Joplin can be patient like that again, expect them to get the first down, right?
Right. You got to show great patience during this game, but also you got to be fierce, you know.
Indeed. Words of the wise. Little pitch out to the side. That goes to Davis, I believe. And he'll be just short. So at this point in the game, you're down 14-0 in the second quarter. You got to go for it if you're Coach Jasper. And I believe they will, as nice little gain, 5 yards. Not enough, but good trickery there again by Coach Jasper. 8:19 to go. 14-0 Joplin. And Joplin gets the offsides. Lee Summit jumping the gun there. Great news for Joplin, huh?
Yep, that is looking great for Joplin.
And that takes a lot of patience if you're on the offense. That gives them new life as Joplin gets the first down. It'll be 1st and 10. Their first trip almost inside the red zone tonight. They're about 15 yards out at the moment. We're in for a game, folks. Tash up the sideline. Almost caught by sophomore sensation, number 1, Zachary Westmoreland, just out of the hands. Good pass by Tash, finding him. If Westmoreland breaks free a little bit more, as we saw a little bit of contact between the two, can't have that contact. And so we'll see how Joplin retaliates here. So they hand it off to number 1. Number 1 breaks free. He leaps over, and he'll get wrapped up by a bunch of Tigers. Looks like they're eating some Eagles for breakfast, maybe dinner here. So Cassidy makes a stop for Lee Summit. And Joplin has another third down. Third and 9 for the Eagles. 7:54 here to go in the second quarter. Lee Summit on top, 14-0. West Underwood alongside Michael Carney tonight, bringing you playoff football from Jung. They hand it off to Davis. Davis finds some room. He's going to get the first down. Good job by Joplin. What'd you think of that one?
Man, that was crazy. McKinley Davis, always going strong, as we know.
Indeed, and Joplin smelling the red zone for the first time tonight. 7:30 to go here. And Davis gets the carry again. And he'll be close to another first down. That brings up a 2nd and 5. 5-yard gain there for Davis. And Davis finally starting to find some movement in his feet and security of the ball. Thanks for tuning into postseason football here on Jet HD. Excited to bring you tonight's action as Davis stumbles, loses his footing, may lose a yard or gain maybe one, depending on where they spot the ball. He went down just at the line, and he'll lose a yard. So 3rd down and 6. 6:46 to go here in the second quarter. Joplin trailing 14-0. And Joplin handing it off to Davis again. He may have it, folks. We'll see where they spot it, and if it is, it's a 4th down and inches. So if you're Joplin, do you go for it here?
You know what? I think at this point they have to. You know, they gotta take that next step.
And we like to call it the jumbo package here, and Zach Westmoreland taking it straight. He's going to get some room. Zach Westmoreland with a first down. The worm breaking through the hole. And move those chains. Joplin gets their first down inside the 10-yard line and brings up a 1st and goal with 5:57 to go. Joplin sniffing the end zone. Back to Westmoreland. Westmoreland just short, and we'll see where that is. The half-yard mark for Westmoreland. Folks, we could be seeing a great game here. Joplin at this point, you just want to waste some time because it has taken Lee Summit some time to get down the field, averaging about 4 minutes. And Lee Summit takes their first time out of the night, so everything going wrong for Joplin so far, and right now things looking to go in the right direction after going down 14-0. And again, that's probably what Coach Jasper expected, some nervousness out of his sophomore class. And, I mean, your seniors are playing phenomenal right now, and Cornett showing off, and Thompson showing off, and on the defensive side of the ball, Cornett on the special teams and offensive side of the ball. Isaiah Davis finally getting the message, running the ball a little bit more effectively now. And, well, you also have Zach Westmoreland, who hasn't really had a problem yet. Don't want to say anything, knock on wood right there, right?
Oh, yeah. Knock on that wood, you know.
Joplin student section on their feet, getting ready and amping up their team. Brings up 2nd and goal once again. 5:32, clock stopped. Ball on the 1-yard line, more like the half-yard line. And Zachary Westmoreland punches it in. Touchdown, Joplin. And Michael, wow.
There we go. Westmoreland pushing through as always.
Yep, no doubt about that. And that's probably why they give him the nickname the Worm, as he likes to push through holes and find open space.
Absolutely, and at 6'1", 181 pounds, he's got some lean muscle on him, you know? He's able to push through with some strength.
Yep, no doubt about that. And Can only see him gaining more and more muscle as Landis' field goal is good. Joplin now trails 14-7. And we got ourselves some playoff football here in Joplin. Just like a couple years ago, Joplin lost that game 24-20 late in the game as Blue Springs went down and scored. And they scored late off of a Joplin mistake. And Coach Jasper would go down 0-1 in the playoffs at that point. And so the student section on their feet right now and getting things going, and Joplin putting up a fight. 5:29 to go here in the second quarter. Joplin trails 7-14, and man, we definitely can feel the atmosphere here tonight, can't we?
We absolutely can. There's energy from not only the players but the crowd. It's a great night tonight, you know?
Yep, beautiful night and great football weather, and a lot of activities going on tomorrow with Maple Leaf and Carthage. Are you going to be going?
I am looking at it, you know. I've been to Maple Leaf before. I marched in it in middle school band, and it's a great time down there. Lots of things going on. They got some vintage cars. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And the car show actually going on tonight, and I'm sure you'll see him in the parade tomorrow. And Joplin, interesting method there. Kicking it on the ground instead of through the air and giving Lee Summit some yards there. We'll see how that works out. Coach Linden, I trust him. Smart guy, great special teams coach. Been here since I was a student back in 2010. I'm sure he was here just a little bit before that. And, well, just since I've been here in 2010, that's 7 years, so definitely know why Coach Jasper kept him on. Great guy, great coach, great teacher. 5:24 to go. And Joplin wrapping him up, and that's going to be number 19 with the late tackle there, and that will be Luke Cunell, the junior. Five minutes in counting. 14-7 playoff football here at Jung. 2nd and 9 for the Tigers. Looks like Dakota down there. Missing his tackle. And here, Joplin's coach is getting a little rowdy next door, and he's probably going to get a talking to at halftime. 4:28 to go. 14-7. Lee Summit on top. Joplin fresh off a score. This defense finally got a rest, who's looked pretty phenomenal tonight. Stopping this run game for the most part. And he'll get the first down again. That's Whitworth with the keeper, and he'll fake it to number 4, and that will be Davion Gravitt. I mean, that was a good fake, and he's gotten that off 3 times now. He's looking pretty sneaky out there. You wonder why he has 995 yards to end the season, and he's probably up over about 50 here tonight. Whitworth. Been a good fill-in. Didn't know if he would start tonight or not. This number 25 will break to the outside. He'll find some room towards the sideline. That may be short. Yep. They're going to mark him about 3 yards short. That will be Bruce Andrews on the carry. So Joplin looking good on defense, like we've said. 2nd and 3. Just hoping to hold them to a field goal on this drive. Good wrap up by the line. Nowhere to go. Joplin's defense. Wow. 3:36 to go on the clock. Lee Summit looking a little tired. Joplin's defense gaining some life. I'm sure that defensive line's getting a little tired, wouldn't you think?
I would say so. They're still putting up a pretty good fight, you know.
Pretty athletic guy, Michael. Think you could be on the defensive line, or do you think you'd be more offensive?
I think I'm more coach material. I'd say so, you know.
Yeah, coach material. Always safe bet to go with coach material. As there's 3 minutes, 9 seconds and counting. 14-7 here late in the second quarter. Lee Summit looking to march down to try and score. Joplin's defense is definitely not going to bend or break here. Hopefully not break. Joplin's defense picking up there, showing some blitz. They're going to run. Joplin finally going to get to the quarterback in Whitworth, and the Eagles take him down. Beautiful play and read by the senior there. Good job, Joplin. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 13. So the initial hit, that takes them back to the 43-yard line, 2nd and 13. Thanks for tuning in to Jet HD. We're covering playoff football, and if we haven't had audio, we are sorry. We're having technical difficulties on the end. We're finally getting our stream through, so if you can hear us, let us know. If you can't, let us know as well. And trying our very best here tonight. Wi-Fi was down at the very beginning of the game, so Joplin's defense holding him there, not gaining anything back to the original line of scrimmage, and they push him down. 1:52 to go, brings up a 3rd and 12. And that was Jacob Boo. Wow. 1:52 to go, and timeout taken by Joplin, so that's one apiece. Both teams down to 2 timeouts. Joplin's defense right now looking pretty favorable, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're doing a great job right now.
And do you have a favorite player on the field?
Ooh, favorite player. I gotta say, I'd give it to Garrett Landis. You know, he's a good buddy of mine. I've seen his hard work on and off the field.
Yeah, guys are close personal friends there, and good kicker this year for the Eagles. Very efficient when it comes down to it. A lot of growing to do, definitely. He's a sophomore. He's shown in pregame tonight that he could hit it with the wind tonight, because it's pretty windy out there. We'll give it that. He was hitting from about the 40-yard line, which is a 50-yard field goal. Pretty impressive.
Absolutely. And let's see. I gotta say, Spencer Cornett. He's another great player and good friend of mine.
Joplin's first pass look of the night. It looks to be caught. We'll see. Are they going to call it incomplete, or is it a catch? And it looks like a catch. Did not quite see who came up with that, as everybody moved so quickly. And that's going to be number 88, Spencer Parker, the junior. Or excuse me, the senior. Spencer Parker, the senior. And that brings up a 1st and goal with 1:30 to go. And they're going to stop him just short of the well, we'll see. Just short of the goal line. Preston Whitworth with the carry as usual, and a lot of trickery from him tonight. Joplin's defense is probably a little broken down after that. Long pass down the field. They did not look prepared for that, as I wouldn't have been either. And touchdown, Lee Summit. And Lee Summit's going to jump out to a 13-point lead, 20-7. And Joplin fans, once again, on the side of stunned. But you got to look forward to Joplin with 58 seconds left. That's a lot of time to move down the field, folks. And 2 timeouts to mention as well. Shouldn't have wasted that time out there early, but. And Joplin's defense special teams looking to go through and block that, but they did not, so it'll be clean. And 14-point lead, 21-7. Joplin trailing Lee Summit. And, Joplin not out of this one yet. It's only a 14-point deficit. Go into halftime at 14 down. Get the ball coming out of halftime. So we'll see what Coach Linden cooks up here. The last time we saw a backwards pass, which is legal, which is technically a lateral. Saw a backwards pass to Zachary Westmoreland about 15 yards across the field. And Westmoreland ended up getting inside the territory of Lee Summit really quick. And, if they're going to take away the ball from Westmoreland, we might see that a lot more tonight. 58.8, might as well be 59 seconds. 21-7, West Underwood alongside
Michael Carney.
And we are bringing you tonight's action live from the Dewey Combs Sports Complex as Lee Summit looks to kick it off again. This time they'll kick it in the air. And he'll get to about the 30. Maybe he should have thrown it over to Westmoreland. Everybody was on the other side of the field. Westmoreland all alone. And Newton had to hold on to that one. So 4 seconds eaten off the clock. 54 seconds to go exactly with a 21-7 deficit. Joplin trailing by 14. Biggest lead of the night so far for Lee Summit. Four wide receivers set for the Eagles. So they get it back to Westmoreland, who's going to find the sideline. Good job by Westmoreland. 49.7 seconds to go on the clock now. Also, after they get a first down, the clock stops as well. Every time they move the chains or go out of bounds, the clock will stop. Tash back to pass. Tash lifts it up in the air. Over the head and out of reach of Zachary Westmoreland. And you know what? You got to go to the other side of the field at one point. Yes, you like the favorable matchup of Westmoreland, but James Moman was wide open on this side. And Moman can catch a ball and run too, so.
Absolutely, that's good to see. Let's see what they're doing here.
First down, indeed, good catch. And hit out of bounds, tack on 15 as they push Zachary Westmoreland to the ground. We'll see what goes on here. Looking to be in favor of Joplin, and that's going to help out too. 40 seconds again, folks. A lot of time to score. 2 timeouts still for the Eagles, and this 15-yard penalty. And Joplin fans back at it. You can't do that, and certainly you cannot. So Joplin in Lee Summit territory, and, well, you know what? The wind may be crazy, but if they could line that up in the middle, try giving Landis a shot at a field goal if all else fails. Wouldn't you say?
I would definitely say so. It's a good idea.
Westmoreland gets the ball with wide open room. He'll break free with the free. Excuse me there. He'll break free a little bit. It looked like he was going to break wide open, but he didn't. Another first down stops the clock. 2 timeouts to go. 34 seconds. Joplin looking to score. Make it a 7-point game again. Tash back to pass. Tash up to Westmoreland. Out of the reach of Westmoreland, and everybody on the sideline looking for the pass interference call. It was clean, folks. I'll tell you that one. And with 25.9 seconds to go, 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Westmoreland, you got to get the ball to a different playmaker right now. That way you can utilize it in the second half, but we'll see what they do here. And Tash going to eat some turf there. Brings up a 3rd down and 14. 20.8 seconds on the clock, and timeout, Joplin. So a lot going for Joplin there, and a little bit of miscommunication as quarterback Blake Tash goes face first into the turf. And, well, at that point, you got to protect your quarterback a little bit more. You don't want him to get that concussion, do you?
No, you do not. That would not be good for this game.
No, and have you ever had a concussion, Michael, ever?
I have not had a concussion. I've had some friends that have, and from what I hear, it's not a favorable event.
No, and I can tell you firsthand, it definitely is not. You have headaches for a couple of days afterwards if you get a good concussion. Sometimes you don't really get the concussion that they think you have, but they keep you out of the game anyway, and going face first into the ground will definitely do that to you. So a 3rd down, 16 for the Eagles, 20.8 seconds. Tash back to pass. He's going to float it outside to Davis. Davis is going to break inside, and that takes the ball inside the 20 or right at the 20. And, well, Joplin going to have to go for it here. Out of bounds, 15 seconds on the clock. 21-7, Joplin trailing. Brings up a 4th and 9. Davis in the backfield. Tash back to pass. Out to Davis. Davis going to get some room. Going to do some high stepping and no go. So 6.9 left on the clock, and you can expect Lee Summit to just down it here. So it looks like the score going into half is going to be 21-7. Joplin showing major potential, though, coming back out for the second half. We'll see how that halftime speech goes. Joplin been in this boat many times this year. Joplin been down more than 14, a couple points this season, and you definitely like to watch a comeback happen, don't you?
We sure would, especially since we know the fact that Howie Nunley will be shaving his head if we win this game.
Yeah, indeed. I heard about that shave for state, and him and Bubba on the wake up. Definitely would love to see that. Those two guys made me shave my head a few years ago, and they did it to me in the studio as I was an intern for them, and see you laugh there. How about we shave your head, too?
Let's not say we did.
So we're going to go into halftime on that note, head shaving and all. And Coach Jasper, not down by much, 14 points, very catch-upable. He's going to have to do a major pep talk at the moment. And it's 21-7, and we will just show you live coverage of the band. It may or may not have audio. We'll check it. We'll definitely keep up with it. Again, we are very sorry if you guys have had audio problems at home. I do know that on cell phones, if you don't have good network or if something's going wrong in your stream or your data is running low, that it will mess up the connection. So we will try to fix that as much as possible in the next 15 minutes. So hope you enjoy the halftime show as a little extracurricular activity for the band this year. They don't usually do this, but, well, here's another halftime show by the band for Wes Underwood and
Michael Carney.
We will see you right after halftime. Please enjoy.
Games team members include Lily Cornell, Kelsey Harper, Caitlin Hunter, Nikki Kate, Sophia Bazano-Joseph, My Journey Fantroy, Ann Wynn, Lauren Fogarty, Sarah Cantrip, Julia Iorio, Kaylee Smith, Lauren Smith, Aspen Reed, Addie Cope, Claire McPherson, Bella St. Clair, Rory Ellington. Head coach of the dance team is Abby Holloway. Down the field of the Joplin Eagle Marching Band. The band is under direction of Mike Wassenaar. Assistant directors are Samantha Whitmar, Cherie Wright, and Jill Rafferty. Color guard instructor is Christina Leonard. The percussion instructors are Seth and Katie Boyer. Drum major Carson Smith, is your band ready? You may take the field.
Time has a strange way of preserving the past. I had never felt so alive. And the moment I felt that you felt that way too is when I truly fell in love with you. The time machine was losing power. I had to get back to the present. People are now known dead receiving following a massive eruption at Mount St. Helens early today. Now, the decision is up to you.
Systems powering down. Project Graduation is selling 50/50 raffle tickets tonight to help support a safe and fun night for the class of 2018 on the night of graduation. Find a volunteer in the bright orange shirt and get your tickets. Tickets will be sold through the third quarter, and the winner will be announced at the beginning of the fourth. Last week, the pot was $1,754. The winner took home $877. As of this time, we have not been told of the amount for the pot tonight. However, I'm sure it will be very substantial. Once again, make sure you get your 50/50 tickets before the end of the third quarter. The pot will be announced as time goes by, and the winner will be announced at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Joplin Eagles football here on Jet HD West Underwood.
And Michael Carney.
Bringing you tonight's action from the Dewey Combs Sports Complex. And, well, folks, you haven't missed too much as Joplin's offense has been having a lot of woes tonight. Kind of expected out of the sophomore class and Isaiah Davis and Blake Tash leadership. But usually this year, going into halftime and going to talk with coaches and hearing everything that they have to say and kind of getting each other motivated and everything and getting inside each other's heads in the locker room to make each other play better. And Tash came out, immediately got to work, just getting his arm ready, throwing it to Westmoreland and down on the sideline with Moment as well, and just kind of getting his arm warmed up, kind of like what Alex Smith does during the game, going out onto the field. And Joplin should come back out going like they did into halftime. I mean, they were pretty well taken care of, their backfield, as the offensive line just came out and protected very well. And then they had a couple of down plays and a missed snap and everything, and then Joplin just kind of backed off a little bit. But with 7 seconds left, and Lee Summit took a knee, and we went to halftime 21-7. So with everything beginning underway here is 18 down to 10 now. Seconds. Joplin goes out and waits for the kickoff, and clock at 12 minutes, and Joplin's ready to go. Lee Summit not out there yet. And, well, expect to see any big plays from this Joplin team here in the second half?
I would absolutely say so. You know, during halftime, I'm sure they were discussing and planning their comeback for this next half.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, execution is one of the keys to success here. And, well, Coach Jasper's done pretty well at it this year. And the playoffs are no unfamiliar thing for Coach Jasper. I mean, he made it to state of Western and came up short, ending up taking second in Class 1. So not much of a transition going up to Class 6, as it's the same work ethic, trying to teach these kids how to play football. Kind of a decent kick there. Inside the 20. And, wow, that's number 5 for the Eagles. He's going to break free into the secondary. And what a way to start off. And that would be number 5, Kelsey Newton, the senior. And, well, Cornett, Newton stepping up as seniors. And you're classmates with these guys. Are you proud of them there?
Absolutely. It's great to see them, growing up over time and stepping into their place as senior football players.
Yep, stepping up into the roles there, definitely. And, well, Joplin finds themselves deep in Lee Summit territory for the first time in, well, the second half. As 11:50, 10 seconds taken off the clock there by Newton. And we have ourselves a false start. We'll see here in just a second. It may be a delayed game. Not quite sure. Probably not. Yep. Oh, it's on the defense. Offsides on the defense. Good break for Joplin there. Wow. Kind of looked like a false start by the offense, but I guess they drew them offsides. Great way to start a drive. Big play and a penalty for you.
Absolutely. Like we said, play big, play big.
Yep, play big indeed. And speaking of the big guy, there's Isaiah Davis, and he'll get flipped up in the air there. And that brings up a second and about 3 or 2, and they'll give him a 2nd and 3 from the 19. Good execution there by Joplin, drawing them off sides, and then a nice little burst there by Davis, trying to build his confidence back up, and he'll get the ball again. Clock continues to wind down with 11:18 to go. They're going to bring in that big package. And Westmoreland's going to take a snap. And, well, once you get past the 50-yard line inside the 20, and it's 4-down territory, it being down 14.
Right. We're getting there, you know.
Indeed. Westmoreland's going to spin. Not gaining much. It's going to bring up a 4th and maybe 1. He was stopped by number 27, Ben Weaver, and, well, that will remain a 4th and 2, so no gain. Guess he got back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to go right back to him, as they're expecting it now. Westmoreland, with the last stretch there, was not down all the way. Could he have the first down? See if they move those chains. Joplin first down. Big play by Westmoreland.
Big play. You know, I expect nothing less from Westmoreland.
Yes, indeed. So that opens up a Joplin first down, 10:22 to go. Here in the third quarter, Wes Underwood alongside Michael Carney bringing you tonight's playoff action from the Dewey Combs Sports Complex. Davis shaking off a few tackles, and he'll turn nothing into something. 10 minutes now with 2 taken off the clock so far. Joplin trying to score quick. They want to have plenty of time. If you're Joplin and you get this score, you definitely want to kick it off instead of just squib it on the ground, as that did not work well for them. Did Cornett come in with it? We'll see. They give him the catch. Cornett reeling that one in. The senior making some plays, and that's another first down for
Joplin Eagles.
With 9:50 here in the third quarter, Joplin first and goal, 21-7, trailing Lee Summit. Tash with Davis and Westmoreland in the backfield. Hands it off to Westmoreland. Westmoreland will get tripped up, and there's a flag. And that came late in the backfield. And that might be on the offensive line. Tash looks to be heading backwards, but he could be looking for a signal with 9:30 to go. Looking for the official signal. And it is against Joplin. Now will it be a second or a replay first? Holding on the Eagles is accepted. So we'll replay first down. First and goal from the 17 for the Eagles. 9:27 to go. And we have another stop of play as the officials talk it over. What do you think they're talking about down there?
Man, I think they're talking about how great these announcers are doing up here in Jet HD, you know?
Could be. So Isaiah Davis gets the carry, and they'll get a little bit of that back, and it will bring up 2nd and goal from the 13. So Joplin looking okay to start the drive, and now kind of setting back a little bit with this sophomore class with a few seniors sprinkled in. In and out of the hands of, well, that was Westmoreland. So that brings up 3rd down and goal. Joplin, at the moment, in territory for Landis to kick it. If it comes down to it, he's going to have to try tonight. I mean, although it is 4-down territory, Joplin needs a score of some sort at this point. And Landis would be a decent leg. Don't know about kicking into the wind, but almost picked off by Lee Summit. Hit the ground. Are they going to call that a pick? And they do. Whoa. That looked like it hit the ground from here, but they're talking it over, and they're telling them to come out. So long field now for Lee Summit, and the Joplin crowd has been brought to complete silence. So interception for the Tigers. 8:44 to go on Joplin's opening drive of the second half, and they've stunned them, folks. At this point, if you're Joplin's fans, you definitely want to get up and start making some noise, which there go the cheerleaders right on cue.
Absolutely, there they go. You know, with the score being 7-21, we really need to keep cheering on and motivating our Eagles to do better.
And right there, they got right back to him as he handed it off and went nowhere. That's number 4, not gaining anything. And that's Davion Gravitt. And that's stopped by the senior, Aiden Thompson. And right now, the offensive line coach, Matt Crane, going at it with his offensive line. He's down there getting some pep talk in because they need to be blocking a whole lot better up front for the run game and not holding. He's definitely probably talking about that. So deep in their own territory, and Joplin stops them again. Joplin's defense saying, Joplin's defense is really playing well tonight, and we expected it coming in, and we thought the offense would be a little bit more effective, but at the moment they're not. And you know what? Now I see why Coach Crane's down there talking to this offensive line to get back in, and Coach Jasper was down there just a second ago before he went over.
Definitely, we gotta keep pushing through. You know, I believe in our team, so we gotta do it.
Our team, our time now. So that mentality going in. 3rd and 13, and it's, oh man, Whitworth's going to break it out. Everybody in the crowd thought that they had him stopped, and I saw it from up here that they didn't. And well, Whitworth being taken out by McKinley Davis by the Eagles, and Whitworth's just running through this defense like a knife through butter. 7:25 to go. Joplin trailing 21-7. Lee Summit's offense keeps making 3rd downs very profitable. 4 wide receiver set, 2 in the backfield. Kind of gone away from the Wildcat. It's Joplin's defense laying the hammer down. Once again, big hit there by the defense. And that was Luke Keenel. Big hit on Gravitt. So 2nd and 8, 7 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Wes Underwood alongside
Michael Carney.
And we're bringing you tonight's action live on Facebook only tonight, so sorry about that. We couldn't get YouTube. And fumble, and Joplin's going to come up with it. We'll see. No, they didn't. Wow, Joplin fell on the ball, and it just squeezed right out. And, well, that's a big play that you needed, but even bigger if you come up with it.
For sure.
So Joplin forces a 3rd down and 13 once again. 6:24 and counting. And they'll get to the quarterback this time, so Joplin forces a 4th down, and, well, at this point in the game, they may go for it as well. 6:10 to go. You're up by 14, and, well, Zach Westmoreland goes back to return the punt, so watch for some trickery here. So 4th and 9 with 5:55 to go. Joplin looked to have a fumble there. We'll see as the crowd gets loud. And we'd like to thank you for tuning in to Jet HD. As it goes over Westmoreland, back inside the 30. He's going to let it go inside the 20, down to about, oh, that was pushed. I don't see how they allow that to happen. He kind of tapped that into the 15-yard line. You're not allowed to tap it in. It's allowed to roll. Sorry. Watch the delay on our screen up here. So 5:28 to go. Joplin with a big stop there. Now they need to march back downfield, and Coach Jasper needs to come up with some trickery plays here.
I think so. Got to get some trickery plays in there.
Yep, definitely need to look forward to that. 4 wide receivers set. Davis, the lone back. That will go out to Westmoreland. Westmoreland's going to get outside. Clock will stop again. And, well, it's going good for the Eagles defense tonight. Just a few miscues and muff snaps by the offense, and that's really been the difference maker. It should be a 7-point ball game, and there's another mishap as he goes into the end zone. You need to throw that, and there's a safety. Isaiah Davis should have just gone ahead and chucked it up in the air, and instead holds on to it and falls back. As long as he throws it, because the ball never went forward. So now it's 23-7, and Joplin's playoffs are looking to go down right now. Playoff dreams. Coach Jasper probably not happy, and special teams coach probably not even happier. So that's going to give Joplin a safety punt, and, well, the ball goes back to Lee Summit. So Joplin not looking too hot right now. Davis should have just thrown that away, at least kicked it out of the end zone. Done something with it. You don't hold on to those, and you got to run back to it quicker than that. He could have even pitched it because it was behind the line of scrimmage. I would have rather taken a penalty than a safety. So Joplin now trails 23-7 with 5:15 to go. We're down to our last 17 minutes of gameplay, folks. And Joplin's playoff hopes are about to exit. And they look to drop to 5-1 at Jung for the second time in 3 years. Last year, not really getting the chances. They played on the road. And, well, let's see what happens here is Landis, well, he's not going to have to punt it off. He gets to kick it from the 20. So that's a little bit different than college and pro. Gets to kick it off the tee. Very good possibility of a return, and that might go out of bounds. Oh, he'll fall down. Oh, wow. And they'll count him down at the... Interesting. I've never seen that. 1st and 10 for the Tigers from the 26-yard line as he slipped and his knee touched the ground. So that counts as a kneel. And if you're the ref, I mean, that's about all you can do there. You don't know if he did it on purpose or if he slipped because you're really not paying attention. You're waiting for the players to come down the field. And, well, fortunate for Joplin, that wasn't a big return.
Sure thing, Wes, sure thing.
And there goes number 4 with the run, and that's going to be Davion Kravitz. And the 5'8", 188, freshman out there. So, with 4:50 to go, Joplin trailing 23-7. Very good community show up tonight. Beautiful night to come out. Definitely a beautiful night. Going to be a beautiful day tomorrow at the Selby. Stopped just short. He might get the first down. Oh, he's spotting it past. So, move those chains, and Lee Summit starting their march down the field again. So Keno with the wrap-up tackle there. And, folks, we're only at an hour and a half game time right now. Quick game. All this running back and forth, no passing down the field. Everybody getting breakaway plays. Few defensive stops here and there, but we're only setting at an hour and a half. Joplin hoping for some fortunes here instead of the misfortunes that they've had. And well, 3:50 to go, 23-7. Joplin hoping, praying for another victory on the defensive side of the ball as Whitworth keeps it again. What's new? And with 3:38 to go, he'll step out of bounds. That brings up a third down. It's going to bring up third and about 4 or 5. See where they mark it out. Yep, 3rd and 4 indeed. And Joplin's defense needs to come up big here. Think they'll stop this run? We all know it's going to be a run.
Sure, it sure will. I think we can do it.
Yep, I agree with you. Joplin's been pretty dominant towards the run tonight, and they do. Brings up a 4th down and about 2, maybe 1, depending on where they come up with that spot. 3:28 to go. So for Joplin to be back in this ball game, they're going to have to make 2 two-point conversions if they get a stop here. Joplin's defense holds him up and doesn't allow him to cross. And Joplin's going to get the ball in Lee Summit territory. 3 minutes and 7 seconds. So Joplin is, let's see where that, yep, he's going to be just short from up here, and they may bring out to measure. 4th down stop, and we'll see the measurement. Man, Joplin coming up big. We called it there again.
I mean, there's nothing else you can say. They're getting their game back.
Be fantastic. I mean, defense has been on key all night. It looks short from up here, but we'll see what this says right here. It looks to be short. Yep, he's short by the chain of the link, and wow. Big play for Joplin's defense. Now can they get the big offensive play? And there is a flag on the field. There's a flag at the 40. And it's on Lee Summit. And Joplin's going to be moving forward a little bit more. Don't know exactly what that one was. Not up to date on the lingo of the referees. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. So, Joplin once again. Unsportsmanlike conduct for not coming up with the first down, charged against Lee Summit. And that's going to be Joplin ball, 1st and 10 at the 32 with 3:07 to go. And this just may have brought new life for the Joplin team. This defense, I'll tell you what, there's something else tonight. Now if the offensive line would just catch on to what the defensive line's doing and open some holes, let's hope that Coach Crane got through. Cornett with the ball. He'll spark out. He'll get taken down. Gain of about 3 or 4 there. We'll see where they officially spot it. think that Joplin's offense will ride the momentum of the defense?
I think they sure can, I really think they can push through and keep stepping it up. It's all about that confidence.
Yep, no doubt about that. One big play is always the thing. Davis breaks free. Davis gonna be about 4 yards shy of the first with 2:28 to go. Ball will be placed at the 28-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 6, actually. So 3rd down 6, 4 down territory, and Joplin inching closer. 2:12 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Tash to Westmoreland. First down, Joplin. Move those chains, folks. As we may see a rumble here at the Nest tonight as the Tigers are trying to catch their prey, and, well, the Eagles are trying to soar past them. This brings up 2:06. Scores 23-7. And if Joplin scores, they will have to get both 2-point conversions to tie the ball game. Over to Westmoreland. It's tipped up, and there's a penalty flag, pass interference, and we're going into the red zone, folks. That's going to be half the distance of the goal if it stands for Joplin. What do you think there?
Man, that was close. He almost caught that.
And if they get this penalty, they'll even be closer.
I believe you, man. I agree.
We'll wait for the officials. And indeed it is. Pass interference on Lee Summit with 2 minutes to go. 23-7. Joplin. Oh, holding. Okay. So offensive holding. Kind of the same thing. And more looked like a pass interference. He kind of shoved him, but I didn't see the hold, that's for sure. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles. We'll see here. They have him marked wrong up on the big board. They have it at the 18. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 9. And the officials. And Joplin fans, you might be in for a surprise here tonight. This could end up in bonus football if things go right. A lot of football to be played. And we made that remark about we're only an hour and 36 minutes into this game, and normally these things take about 3 hours. So 2 minutes to go, and we might have ourselves a 12-point ball game.
Absolutely, and with this.
And touchdown for the Eagles indeed, as you just heard that. So sorry to cut you off, but you know what? Joplin scores better.
Absolutely. That's just what we're looking for.
So that will be going in. Joplin down by 10 at the moment. They're waiting for the signal to see if they should go for 2 to be down by 7. Or excuse me, down by 8. And they look to be going for 2. So Joplin sticking to our game plan up here with 1:56 to go. Isaiah Davis going to be just short of the end zone. So Joplin trails by 10. So now a touchdown and a field goal is the only separation. 1:56 to go, and we got ourselves a brand new ball game.
Absolutely. 13-23. We're looking good.
Indeed. And so with 13 minutes and 56 seconds, so we'll technically make that about 14 minutes of actual football left on the field, and Joplin's defense coming up big, and now the offense finally paving some way, getting their second score. We got ourselves a thriller here. So welcome back to Jet HD. If you've left us and heard that we're coming back, I noticed a spike in viewers. So, yeah, we got ourselves a game here. Welcome back if you left for a little bit. As Joplin now trails by 10 with 1:56 to go after a big defensive stop. The chain length of a little chain length, like those, how the chains are if you watch football, but if you don't, the chains that you wrap around your tires, probably about that size, 10 yards worth, and you got a little bit of a chain link, and pretty impressive how a chain link changes everything, huh?
Definitely, just a little change link. Make a big old change.
Indeed. And we'll see what Landis does here, if he kicks it straight up or if he'll kick it on the ground. He'll kick it up. So they'll get the ball. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Number 1 going to get it. And he'll stop him at about the 48, 47-yard line. So Landis ending up saving his own kick there. You never want your kicker to take down, because they're always the little guy on the field. You never want your kicker to take down the runner.
Right, but he did a great job there. I'm proud.
Surprised you didn't come up with the face mask there, but I guess he kind of got the helmet instead. He avoided the face mask, which is good, because that would have been a 15-yard penalty added onto that. And they may have called it a personal foul, taking him out of bounds. So good call there by Garrett to go for the helmet and not the face mask. Number 23 wide open, and they're just going to throw it. He's going to walk right into the end zone and make it a 16-point game again. 1:41 to go here in the third quarter, and we're going to have ourselves a score back and forth as, Lee Summit's whole section louder than Joplin right now. They're taking the breath out.
Definitely, we gotta be working on our defense right now. You know, we gotta get those points back.
Indeed, we do. Joplin had a great drive and finishing out with that touchdown there, and Lee Summit bringing the strongest crowd for an opposing team this season. And folks, we already have Joplin fans leaving. Don't go yet. Where's your faith? With 1:41 to go, you're only trailing by 16 points and a whole fourth quarter to play, folks. I mean, I don't understand why we're leaving the stadium now, as fans are unhappy here. If you're on Jet HD watching this on Facebook, stay tuned. There's a lot of action. Don't count them out until the very last minute, because you never know. This is a game that changes every second. And to give up on your team this early, that's just not good. I mean, these kids have earned your trust all year long, going 8-1. Yeah, they're a little shaky right now. They're all sophomores. You got to watch them build up. This defense has been something to watch tonight, so it's been phenomenal.
Right, especially these sophomores they're really proving themselves tonight. You know, they're staying strong.
Yeah, they are, and even though Isaiah Davis has coughed one up and this team is over-snapped tonight, and out of bounds it goes. Penalty for Joplin, so another penalty on a kickoff. Joplin's going to get the ball at about the 35 or 40. See where they place it here. Out of bounds at about the 26 of Joplin. Will it be a re-kick? They're lining up for a re-kick. You can either accept the penalty or have them re-kick it, and they move further back. Yep, so Lee Summit Tigers will be re-kicking. No time off the clock again. And you know what? Joplin's explosive on the return side of the game as well, as Westmoreland has over 200 yards of returns this year. And Joplin fans, please do not count them out yet. Continue to watch. Again, we have 13 minutes and 41 seconds left of play, and it's football. If you love football, this is definitely the place to be. And believe right now, if you want to come down, and there's a face mask right there, and they aren't going to call it. Wow. The referee was right there, and the whole Joplin sideline is yelling at him for face mask. Man. That was very interesting. Very interesting. Joplin will get the ball now at the 45-yard line. Decent return. So instead of getting it at the 35, 10 yards closer to Lee Summit territory, and, well, let's see if Joplin can respond. Joplin really needs to get the ball within the 10-yard line on their next kickoff if they can, and if they get to that point. Tash back to pass. He's going to get some pressure. Tash throws, and about 2 yards shy of number 17, Jake Flowers. And, well, Joplin needs to slow it down a bit.
I would agree. You know, they got to take their time and be very methodical about their plays.
Even though you have a minute 29, definitely taking your time here to march down the field. Then you'd be back down by about 6 or 7. Which at the moment it's 7, so 30-13. Or excuse me, 17. 17-point deficit there, and so 3rd down and 9 for the Eagles. They've done fairly well on getting the ball into the red zone tonight. And there it is, wide open field. He'll get the first down, and that will be out to number 20, the sophomore Isaiah Davis. And move those chains, stop the clock, and reset because we have 53 seconds, so 12 minutes and 53 seconds of football left, folks. The season on the line for the Eagles. 30-13 as the Eagles trail. Wes Underwood alongside
Michael Carney.
And we're bringing you tonight's action from the Dewey Combs Sports Complex. That's up top, and it's, oh, man. And the crowd over here looking for a pass interference as he was pushed down to the ground. Zach Westmoreland, that is. So bring up a 2nd and 10 as every attempt to go deep tonight has not been connected upon. If Joplin can get those breakaways, this game would be a whole different story. So they've had a whole bunch of miscommunications downfield. And that will be completed. 3rd down and about 8 to go. That goes to Westmoreland. Westmoreland getting his 3rd pick of the season tonight on a ball that bounced off the grounds into the hands of a Lee Summit player with no referees around. And that's the only downside to high school football. You can't tell if they intercepted or not. Almost picked up by the senior Cornett. That will bring up 4th and 9. And Joplin's in must-go territory with 13.4 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Joplin trailing by 17, and, well, they may punt. They do as they bring out Flowers. And we'll see how Flowers does. The wind kind of died down a bit, now picking back up. And everybody trying to cheer on the Eagles. Oh, and in and out of the hands is a little trickery to going back to Flowers. And that was number 16, Aiden Thompson. And Joplin's trickery did not work there this time. Couple trick plays early, and now they're starting to do it a little bit more often.
I would say so. I think they found their niche, you know. They found their spot where they need to go, so I think they're going to go there.
Yep, and that's definitely a part of the playbook that you want to tap out, get to, because trick plays, most of the time they work. A few times the defense sniffs it out and finds out what's going on, but usually about 75% of the time, just like that one, Joplin sees that trick play coming all the time, and they can't stop it. I mean, trickery plays are unstoppable for the most part. You know it's coming, but you can't defend it.
Absolutely. That was a nice takedown by Joplin.
Yep, and a good wrap up to end the quarter, and Joplin going into the 4th quarter down 30-13, 17-point ball game. 2 touchdowns and a field goal could tie this baby up, and as fans are starting to file out of the Dewey Combs Sports Complex, and 12 minutes left to go. And Howie and Bubba may not be shaving for state, but I think we could still shave them in surprise, maybe?
I think that is a fantastic idea, Wes.
I mean, even if they lose, you got to show your support to the Eagles, right?
Sure thing. They got to stay faithful in their support to the Eagles,
Yeah, and I'm gonna try and bring this up on Monday morning on their show. I'm gonna call in and be like, you know what? Even if we won or if we lose, season, we got a few more seasons out of these guys, so technically it's not over.
It is not over until the heads are shaved.
Indeed, and we would love to see that happen as they did it to me. And honestly, I wouldn't mind doing it again if it's for a good cause. So if they could bring up a good cause to do it for, I would offer myself, but I'm not going to do it willingly unless if it's for a good cause.
I would put you up for that too. I would willingly sacrifice your hair.
Yeah, you'd sacrifice mine? Okay. Guess we wouldn't sacrifice yours, huh? Even though you're a tad bit younger.
These red locks, these ginger locks are too beautiful.
Nice stop by the Joplin defense. Nowhere to go for number 4, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Davion Gravitt, the freshman. And he is going to get stopped. So with 10:58 to go, Joplin forces a 4th and 5. And, they're going to go for it. Why not? You have a 17-point lead. Trying to draw them off sides, and false start on the offense. Joplin does not move, and we'll see the official. Yep, indeed, false start on the offense. Trying to draw Joplin, and Zachary Westmoreland was ready for the punt already anyway. No trickery there.
No trickery there. No trickery there.
And so Joplin, once again, getting a breath of wind. All they got to do is score the ball and put it in the end zone. That's all Coach Jasper's asking for out of this team. I mean, a bright future for this team regardless if they win or lose tonight. Westmoreland gets a hold of it. Westmoreland breaks out. He's going to run into his own player, which is going to open him up. He's going to shake some tackles. Westmoreland's going to get into territory for the Eagles. And wow, Westmoreland breaking through some tackles there. And the Worm doing it again.
There is nothing like that. Westmoreland getting us into the right position for another touchdown.
Yeah, and we can only hope for another touchdown. That gets them into Lee Summit territory in less than 5 seconds. The speedster with the nickname the Worm. And he's working. Joplin's offense comes back out, led by Blake Tash, the quarterback. Blake Tash had a fantastic season this year. 1,800 yards, 14 touchdowns, nothing to be too unhappy about. 2 picks to end the season, about as proficient as can be. At a 75% completion average. That's really good. So they hand it off to Isaiah Davis. Davis going to break free. First down, Joplin. And Isaiah Davis working his way towards the end zone. Move those chains is what the referees are saying. And Joplin may have gained some momentum here.
That is exactly what we like to see going on.
No doubt about that. If they can play mistake-free football. Tash with the keeper. Tash is, going to get eaten up. Good run by Tash. Harry making the stop, and yep, we have a 2nd and 7 from the 25-yard line, and Joplin, man, maybe they could keep this quick pace offense going. And they'll throw it over there going to James Moman. And Joplin, with 9:14 to go, trailing by 17. 3rd down and 6, and the way the defense is playing, all this offense has to do is score. And if Joplin can continue to stop that run. Oh, and he was tripped. Oh, man, they're going to say he tripped on the turf, and he was pushed down. Moman was going to get that, and Lee Summit pushed him to the ground. And you could see that from up here, folks. Wow. Big momentum shifter there. Brings up a 4th and 6, and Joplin is going to kick with Landis.
There we go. We got to rely on Landis, you know.
This is a 35-yard field goal, about a 40-yarder. Landis is up, and it's good. No, they're going to say no good. That looked like it was good from up here. Did it go just before the uprights? Wow. So, with that going on, 8:54 to go here in the 4th quarter. And Lee Summit going to be taking over inside deep in their own territory. It's going to be at about the 19. And Joplin going to go back after the quarterback. He's going to pass it out, and he's going to get that off, and this is going to be a touchdown for Lee Summit, as there is nobody in front of him with daylight ahead. 23 will be the one to score, and that's going to be Mitchell Tinsley. And, well, now, folks, you can say goodbye to the Eagles season, as with 8:40 to go, it is now 36-13. No flags on the field, and, well, Joplin's out of it.
Man, this is not looking too good. It's not what we were hoping for. No matter what, I'm still glad the players are all playing their best. They're playing hard.
Yeah, and that's definitely what you want. You want your players to play hard, and, well, with about an hour and 56 minutes into the game with a 37-13 lead, what from up here looked to be a Garrett Landis make. I mean, that looked like it cleared it. It went behind the crossbar. I don't know. Did it go on my side and shank to the left, or I don't know if we got it on camera either, because I was all eyes on the field on that one. And again, from up here, it looked like he made it, so maybe I'll be able to go check that out later. You guys can help me out and tell me there. I don't know. Everything looked good. Snap down, ball was up, wind was at his back. Don't know. With 8:40 left on the clock, Joplin now trails by 24. And the crowd is stunned. Lee Summit comes into Joplin's house and plays like they haven't even been missing their quarterback. And again, coach for Lee Summit, he did come in and say, even though they're 4-5, they've hit a stride lately in the last 2 weeks, and the defense is playing well, and especially with starting quarterback Darius Persall being out with a concussion, and he didn't start tonight, so is that another kick out of bounds? We'll see. It does. And that's another penalty on Lee Summit. And they'll re-kick to Joplin.
And the Tigers will be required to re-kick from the 35-yard line.
So with 8 minutes and 40 seconds. 37-13. Wes Underwood alongside
Michael Carney.
bringing you tonight's action from the Dewey Combs Sports Complex. And what was an exciting first half. Joplin looked to be coming back, and then a good start to the second half, and everything not going their way. And just like that, folks, things can change as Westmoreland, flag in the backfield. Westmoreland gets free and breaks some tackles. And it's been a beautiful, beautiful night here. Can't complain about the weather. That's probably why some of these fans are still sticking around. They're going to support these Eagles on an 8-1. I mean, winning the conference is not that bad. I mean, you go a few years without winning the conference, and then you come out this year and win it, and that's pretty big news.
Absolutely. Even if we don't win this game, we can still say that we've had an amazing season this far, better than any in recent Joplin history.
Yep, and it's been a phenomenal season. 8-1 is nothing to shake your head at, and looks like they're going to finish out at 8-2. Best record in Joplin schools for a long time. Everybody's gone 7-3 in years past, and this year they're going to finish at 8-2. Coach Jasper is definitely not done yet. Getting ready to join the COC and join conferences with Webb City, Carl Junction, as Tash keeps the ball, and he's going to make a play here and possibly get the first down. We'll see where they mark that. Looks good from up here. And we'll see. 8:24 to go here in the fourth quarter. 37-13, and all Joplin needs to do now is score just to get that pride up and look forward into next season.
Absolutely. All right, let's see what we got going on here.
First down, Davis.
There we go.
The workhorse and Davis. Davis paving his way, and that brings up a Joplin first down, stops the clock, and that's the first sign of life out of the band we've heard in a while. So congratulations, Joplin. You got yourselves a first down with 8 minutes and 13 seconds to go. Short pass to Westmoreland. Westmoreland being brought down by the neck area. And Westmoreland will be about 3 yards shy of the first. And if you're Joplin, got to try here to at least get 1 or 2 more touchdowns before game's in, especially the way your defense has been playing. That was a pitch to Westmoreland. Westmoreland's going to break out. He'll get the first down, stop the clock, and move the chains. Zachary Westmoreland. And so with 7:38 to go, clock starts after that whistle. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in to Jet HD this season. We're glad that we got to bring you bonus coverage of the season as well for playoff football. As Cornett breaking free, he'll shake some tackles. The senior with determination on his mind. And he goes down pretty hard there. And Colby Cornett seems to be favoring his chest. That could be out of breath or a broken rib. He looks a little wobbly there, so going to be good thoughts sent his way from up here in the booth. From Michael Carney and myself. Tash to Davis. Davis extension, and he'll catch it inbounds. Not a first down, but good job there by Davis to reel it in. Isaiah Davis, the sophomore, McKinley Davis, the senior, the sons of Miss Davis at East Middle School. 2 fine young gentlemen she has out there. She's done a good job. Good co-worker of mine. And you familiar with McKinley at all there?
You know what? I've spoken to him a few times, and he's a great kid, a very, very professional athlete.
Definitely what you want in your athletes. And McKinley, a senior this year, his brother's going to have a few more years to go as Tash runs it. Oh, big hit on Tash, but he'll get back up and go right back to the huddle. Slammed his head down pretty good, got tackled by 2 guys there. Joplin threatening the end zone now with 6 minutes, 16 seconds to go. 2nd and about 1. Tash keeps going up high for these. Tash to the end zone. Touchdown, Joplin. Blake Tash runs it right up the gut. Nothing better than pay dirt.
Absolutely. I'll ask you what, Wes. Do you think this could be the start to a victory for Joplin?
Well, that could have a lot to do with how they go with this here. They may be going for the 2, and if they can get this 2, Joplin's only done 1 onside kick this year, which is, if you're unfamiliar with football, Joplin kind of just kicks the ball short, but it has to go 10 yards. And if it goes over 10 yards, and they do not get the 2-point conversion, so Joplin now trails 37-19 with 6 minutes to go. And, well, we could see that onside kick, so I don't know. Joplin, they're looking good on defense. Everything's been going pretty well on defense. Things have been on and off on the offense. I mean, you're scoring every other couple drive, and I don't know. A comeback at this point would be a miracle, but it is doable.
I would definitely say it's doable. We've seen crazier things happen before, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a few years ago in college football, it was Auburn who was down and, hit off the crossbar after a missed field goal, and the Auburn player took it all the way back to the end zone and scored a touchdown, and that ended that game, and they upset the team. And then last night, you had Chiefs football in the pros. It happens that way, too, with 0 seconds on the clock and down by 6 points. About 4 or 5 penalties go on there and kept resetting and resetting and resetting. So with 0 seconds, as Joplin did go for the high kick there, with 0 seconds on the clock, the Chiefs ended up losing that game after having a lead. And, well, they lost by 1 point. So anything's doable.
Absolutely. And who knows what could happen in 6 minutes.
Yeah, very, very true. So 1937, Joplin down. 6 minutes to go. Can they pull out the improbable? And Joplin with 1 timeout now. 1st and 10 from the 47. 2 timeouts for Lee Summit. Fans beginning to leave. And we'll see what goes on here for the defense. The defense, give them all the credit in the world. They've been shutting this run down all night. It's been the big pass plays after the defense hasn't been able to rest much. The defense forces turnover after turnover, and then the offense just doesn't reply back with the score. And that's really been the big difference tonight is that part. I mean, they're playing phenomenal without Travis Steerwalt in there. And number 90, Travis Steerwalt, well, let's just say he won't be back next year. He's a 6'4" senior, 261-pound defensive lineman that you're missing down there. And right now, your other senior, Ethan Vang, is playing his heart out. He has been phenomenal tonight. And Joplin's defense there again with a stop, and that's going to be number 19, Aiden Thompson. Luke Keno, the junior. He'll be back next year, and Aiden Thompson's a senior, and so we're going to see Aiden Thompson go, who's been a key player. We're going to see Jacob Bartlett go, who's been a key player, and this will be their last night. We got Nick Lewis coming back on the defensive side, and a lot of these guys are coming back. So we hope that you guys come out next year for the home opener. We want to have a sellout. From what I've heard, it's going to be Webb City, but we'll wait and see on that. We definitely want to outplay them. Does Joplin come up with the pick there? No. The ball hits the ground with five minutes to go, a minute eaten off the clock. That brings up a 4th down and 9 for Lee Summit, and they're probably looking to go for it here. Nope, they bring up, well, never mind, that's Whitworth. So this could be a kick or it could be a pass.
Could be either one. We'll have to wait and see.
Whitworth, 955 yards on 955 yards on the season. He could run it here. He could throw it here. He could kick it here. He's a pretty talented guy. He does kick it. Little pooch kick. Westmoreland gets it. He's going to break away. Westmoreland with only the quarterback to go. And he's going to break into the 30. Nobody now. Westmoreland goes to the house. Touchdown, Joplin. Westmoreland breaks free. Are there penalties? There is a flag on the field. It might come back, folks. And everybody's still on their feet for Joplin. This could be a block in the back, a holding. Lendon says they're going for 1 on Joplin. And it's on Joplin, so it's all coming back, folks. Westmoreland takes it all the way to the house, and there was an illegal block in the back. That's going to be costly.
Absolutely. That was a beautiful, beautiful run by Westmoreland, though.
Yes, it was, and Westmoreland had it all the way back to the house there, and you hate to see whenever they do things like that. They get the call, and Joplin fans are all booing right now, and that's not for Jacob Boo, folks. That is for the referees once again this week. That was a big misfortune for the Eagles as Westmoreland took it all the way to the house, and he deserves all the credit on that one. Great blocking. I didn't see anything from up here, but I definitely can't see as close as the referees can, so. Tash is going to throw it over the middle. Cornett wide open. Cornett breaks out in speed. Touchdown, Joplin. And Cornett with the touchdown. The senior brings them closer. Folks, we got ourselves a ball game once again. It is now down to 12. Howard?
Oh man, that was a beautiful play by Cornett right there. He ran right into the infield.
And what do you think of Cornett there? You mentioned him in the pregame.
Absolutely. Great kid, great friend of mine. I'm really proud to see him stepping up and winning games.
Yep, as Landis, your other friend, is going to be kicking here. Field goes up, and that looks just as good as the field goal attempt earlier. Right now, Joplin down 12 points. It is 37-25 with 4:44 to go. Joplin's defense is looking good against this run. You've been pretty good on your predictions tonight. Did you ever think you'd be that good at predicting?
I mean, hey, if I wasn't, I wouldn't be here.
Indeed. So with predictions underway, 4:44 to go, and we have ourselves a 12-point ball game. If Joplin can stop them, 2 touchdowns wins this thing. So I'm going to redirect your question at you since you've been predictor tonight. Can Joplin get 2 touchdowns in less than 4 minutes and 44 seconds to take the lead?
You know what? I'd say with all the hype they got going on down there, they're excited, they're pumped, they're confident. I think we can do it.
Yeah, and if Blake Tash can hit another pass over the middle like that to any of his receivers, they all have the speed. You have Cornett, you have Moman, you have Flowers, you have Westmoreland, and then you could go to Isaiah Davis if you want to. He's a little bit slower, but he's still got speed. So Joplin has all the factors to come back and upset Lee Summit here, who is now leading by 12. Folks, this game was out of the reach a few minutes ago, and Joplin wraps him up at the 45-yard line. Nice open field tackle for the Eagles. Landis trying to get the onside kick there. So that will bring up a 1st and 10 from about the 45, and this crowd back on their feet. Let's see what this defense can do. This defense has been phenomenal all night, and now the offense has decided to show up for the Eagles. Joplin could pull this out. Another big stop, only gaining about 2.5 there. They'll give him 3 probably. Brings up a 2nd and 7 with 4:32 to go. Joplin with 3 timeouts. Okay, so they changed the timeouts again on me, so 3 timeouts apiece for each team. It was 1 timeout, so 3 timeouts. 2nd down, 7 to go. 4:13 here in the 4th quarter. District play, 37-26. Joplin down by 11. Joplin's defense stops him again. That will bring up a 3rd down. 3rd and about 4. Joplin bringing in the bigger lineman for the defense. It's number 72 for the Eagles enters the game, and that is going to be Don Archer, the 6', 290-pound senior. A Joplin student section back on their feet. Joplin with 3:33 to go. Time winding down. 17 on the time or on the play clock. 14, 13, 12. Counting down. Whitworth under center. Joplin stops him just short, and they may give it to him. 3:08 to go. Yes, Joplin stops him a yard short. Well, here we go. Trailing by 11 with less than 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes. 4th quarter, 4th and 1. Joplin's defense needs to come up big again.
Oh, yeah, I think we got a lot of bandwagoners wishing they wouldn't have left.
Oh, yes, indeed. That's why you never leave, and Joplin is going to give it up. And Whitworth, man, that guy's a workhorse. Whitworth has been the entire game tonight, for the most part, with a bit of his wide receivers. Whitworth has been the workhorse that has just killed the Joplin defense's hearts tonight.
Absolutely. Here we go. Joplin getting it back.
Now with 2:40 to go, Joplin taking their first time out of 3. If Joplin can stop this team of Tigers, then Joplin could possibly score one more time, bring it down to within 11 right now. So bring it within 4 or bring it within a field goal, depending on if they go for a 2-point conversion or an extra point. And all the students, I believe that we can win. Will this 8-game win streak continue and improve to 9, or will this 8-game win streak end at 8-1 after the 8-game winning streak? Big wrap up by the Joplin defense there, and he'll lose 2. And that's going to be number
55.
Ethan Vang, the 5'8", 233-pound senior. So the Eagles, with 2:35 on the clock, I believe take another timeout. So it brings up a 2nd and 12. Howard, can you possibly smell upset? Now being joined by Howard Nunley, Michael Carney had to leave the game.
Uh-oh, you know, I'm glad to be here taking the place of my good friend Michael.
And with 2:35 to go, it's 26-37. Joplin trailing by 11. A touchdown would bring them within glory distance. I mean, they lost by 4 2 years ago. Could they lose by 4 this year or possibly win by 3? We don't know. We have a lot of football left to be played. 2:35, 1 timeout for the Eagles. And number 4 is going to break away, and that might end the game right there for the Eagles. Yep. He's going to get inside the 10. He'll be taken down at about the 5 with 2:25 to go. And, well, Joplin had it there and just kind of let it go by him.
Sad to see.
Big comeback, I mean, with 11-point deficit. At one point down by 21. And now they're only down by 11. Erasing 10 of that. And the Lee Summit student section screaming out. And this is the chant that the Lee Summit football team, oh, man, they just keep reading that play wrong. As number 4 gets hurt, he took a huge hit. Whitworth with the carry, but number 4 taking the hit, and that's going to be Davion Gravitt. He might be going off the field as he's got a bunch of students from their sideline coming over. Must be training staff. And he might be gone the rest of the game. He took a big hit by 3 defensive linemen there. I mean, they were all thinking he had the ball once again, and it was stuck with Whitworth. And, folks, we want to thank you all for tuning in this season for Jet HD. It's minute 51 and counting, and we want to thank you guys for tuning in to Jet HD this season. It's been a great year of Joplin Eagles football. I've been excited to bring it to you, and couldn't have asked for a better season as they're going to wrap him up in the backfield. No motion there, and he'll get taken down into the turf. Loss of about 4 there. That's going to be number 25. Bruce Andrews taken down by Luke Keenel. And a timeout taken. Minute 28 to go. And, folks, 11 points. This game's been a lot closer than that. The defense for Joplin showed a lot of heart tonight. They're going to lose a lot of heart and soul. I mean, you have McKinley Davis leaving, who's played a decent role tonight, and you're going to lose Kelson Newton, who's played a big part of the offense and special teams, and as he had a big play early here tonight, you're going to lose Terry Shuey, the defensive back, who's a senior as well, and you're going to lose Spencer Cornett, a veteran wide receiver who's definitely been a great outlet for quarterback Tash. You're going to lose Malloy, Aiden Thompson, Jacob Bartlett, but you also get to keep key players such as Jake Flowers and Isaiah Davis and Blake Tash and, you know, a whole lot of other players. Isaiah Davis and Blake Tash and Zach Westmoreland have definitely been key players this year for the Eagles, and next year this team's going to be so exciting to watch, and I would not be surprised if they don't get the Philadelphia Eagles term, fly Eagles fly, as the new kind of like thing that the student section will say.
Absolutely. You know, Philadelphia Eagles might be taking note of Joplin High School next year.
Yeah, it'd be wonderful. I mean, they're going to be going up against Doug Buckmaster, ex-coach here of Joplin. They'll be taking on the Carl Junction Bulldogs next year, and then also out there, ex-Joplin coach Jesse Wall, now athletic director. We'll be glad to see them and maybe get to talk to Coach Wall next season. Who knows? Don't know if we'll be there or here next year yet. Can't wait to find that out. And then we're going to have John Roderick as Lee Summit takes their first time out with 43.8 seconds. Fourth down for the Tigers. And we look to finish up this year at 8-2, and it's been a phenomenal season for the Eagles. And Howard, I wish you could have been here from the get-go with us because it's been a great one to watch. I mean, we never watched a loss this whole season here at home, 5-0 here at home, and we never watched a loss after week 1. And Joplin was 4-1 on the road, 3-1 on the road, and it's been a great year.
Yeah, for sure, man. You know, I wish I could have been here to see all the glorious victories that Joplin had. I'm still glad to be able to have tuned in for this last game.
And we're glad to have you here tonight as It's been a great, wonderful night of district playoff football, and we hate to see it end. I mean, Joplin going to end up losing here by 11 this year, 26-37. It's unfortunate. Well, possibly 26-40, not 30. And that went in. So that looked like Flowers' field goal earlier, and Joplin's actually going to lose this by 14 instead of 11. Unless if Joplin can score in that 39.1 seconds, which they've scored in 15 seconds tonight, so it's doable.
Absolutely. Let's see what we can do.
As the fans are now starting to officially file out of the Dewey Combs Sports Complex. Beautiful night. Hope every one of you gets to go to the parade tomorrow. That's watching in the Joplin area. It's going to be great. Maple Leaf is always great fun, and there's always awesome things to do out there. There's no doubt about that. And with 39.1 seconds, Coach Linden seeing some of his seniors out there. Flowers is in the huddle. And Flowers will be out next year. Or no, he won't. He'll be here. Sorry. Just giving him an extra hug, I guess. So we have number 5, Kelson Newton, out there, who will be gone next year. He gave him a high five in the huddle. But we have Moman, Westmoreland, and Flowers next year. We'll see what Newton does with it. Kelson Newton gaining some backward momentum. I mean, really, that big drive there leading up to that field goal. Joplin had a great chance with over 3 minutes to go. And Joplin, again, phenomenal season. Great coaching, great everything. 8-1, nothing to be ashamed of. Losing in the first round of the playoffs once again. But there's a lot of positives to come out of this game. This defense looks stronger than ever. They're going to be a good defense next year to be reckoned with. You got some strong freshmen coming up. And another wide receiver that's coming up as well. And Westmoreland trying to stay afoot. And he'll get taken down just shy of the first down marker. He could have broken away there. So number 74, Jacob Boo, we'll see him again next year. And, well, a lot of guys will have back. And this Joplin team is going to be one to be watching for the future as Joplin gets the first down with 1.1 second, only fitting that Cornett, number 11, with 1.1 seconds. And, well, this performance tonight just came up a little bit short. A lot of determination. The defense played second half shutout football almost. I mean, they took it, and Joplin's going to go out of this one on the loss here, and it's going to be 40-26 your final score. Thank you all for tuning in to Jet HD this season. Wes Underwood alongside Michael Carney and
Howard Nunley.
And we'd like to thank you all for tuning in tonight. Sorry the outcome wasn't the best. Sorry the audio came in and out all night. We had some internet issues. We thank you for tuning in, helping out at the last minute, and we are glad to have done this for you all season. We hope you guys have a great night and have a great weekend. Enjoy Maple Leaf and be safe driving home or whatever you're doing right now, because some people may have gone out to their cars to watch this. So hope you all have a great night. Thanks for tuning in to Jet HD this season. So long, farewell, and we'll do this again next year in the COC.